Hello students, today we will start chapter 7 System of Particles and Rotational Motion. In this chapter we will start the system of particles. Before this chapter we considered the motion of a single particle. Single particle, that means a particle which is represented as a point mass. It has practically no size because we have defined already the point mass. That means any object is considered as a point mass if the object is travel too much distance, that means the very large distance compared to the size of the object. So before this chapter till chapter 6 we have learned about the motion of a particle. Now we will study about the system of particles. So we applied the result of our study even to the motion of the bodies of finite size, assuming the motion of such bodies can be described in terms of the motion of a particle. So to understand it, it is better that we have to learn about the rigid body. Rigid body, that means the body which is considered at the system of particles. So first of all we'll define the rigid body. Here you will see rigid body can be considered. Ideally a rigid body is a body with a perfectly definite and unchanging shape. The distances between all pairs of particles of such a body do not change. Do not change means do not change with respect to time, you can say, means for all the time the distance between the particles of this rigid body remain constant. And it is evident from this definition of rigid body that no real body is truly rigid, since real bodies deform under the influence of forces, but in many situations the deformation are negligible. So in a number of situations involving bodies such as wheel, tops, steel, beam, molecules and planets, on the other hand we can ignore that they wrap, bend or vibrate and treat them as rigid body. So these bodies can consider as rigid body. That means the deformation is the negligible, that we can consider the distances between the particles of the bodies are unchanged, so that body can be considered a rigid body. Now we'll learn about the what kind of motion can a rigid body have. Obviously, because we are learning this chapter 7 system of particles and rotational motions, so we'll come to the rotational motion. So before that, any rigid body can have many type of motion like pure translational motion, pure rotational motion or rotational cum translational motion. So first of all we'll see here pure translational motion. Pure translational motion, that means in pure translational motion at any instant of time all particles of the body have the same velocity. You can consider here this is an inclined plane, and in inclined plane this block is kept over here. This is the point A and the point B of the block, and after some time t this block is sliding down here. The A point is reached to A dash, B is reached to B dash, and the time you can see consider here t for this case. Okay, so what you find here, the distance travel between A and A dash will be equal to the distance travel between B and B dash with the same time t. So obviously each and every point of this block has the same velocity, and because same velocity is there, so during same time it is traveling the same distance. Okay, and the acceleration also will be same here. So this type of motion in which all the particles of a rigid body will travel with the same velocity with the same acceleration are called the pure translational motion. Now pure rotational motion. The most common way to constrain a rigid body so that it does not have translational motion is to fix it along a straight line. the only possible motion of such a rigid body is rotation. That means you can see that if any of the body will not take translatory motion, for that we have to fix the body at a point, and that point where the body is fixed, or the line along which the body is fixed, is termed as its axis of rotation. Suppose this is a body, you can see that, and if I fix this body at this point, so at this point this body can rotate in this way. Okay, so this point, or this line along which the body is fixed, is called the axis of rotation, and the object will take place the rotational motion. So in the rotational motion of a rigid body about a fixed axis, every particle of the body moves in a circle. You can see that every particle of the body move in the circle which lies in a plane perpendicular to the axis and has its center on the axis. For example, a ceiling fan, a potter's wheel, a giant wheel in a fair, a merry-go-round, and so on. You can see the example of a fan here. In this, the blades of the fan will rotate along this axis. This axis is called the rotational axis, and you will find that each and every particle of the blades of the fan will move same distance, same angular displacement. Suppose this is the, consider here, this is a point A and this is a point B here. So A will take the angular displacement in some time, you can see that t, suppose t time. So it will move from A to A dash, and the B point will move from B to, suppose, B dash. So the angular displacement traveled by these 2 points at the same time will be same here, and that is equal to theta. That means every point will be in the circular motion here. They are moving in a circular path, and you will find the angular displacement, angular velocity, and the angular acceleration all will be same for each and every particle which are moving along an axis, or which is doing the rotational motion here. So these are the characteristics here of the rotational motion, in which every particle will move in a circular motion, and they have the same angular displacement, same angular velocity, and the same angular acceleration. Okay, so this type of motion is called the pure rotational motion. Now consider now the rolling motion of a solid metallic or wooden cylinder down the same inclined plane. You may see that this is an inclined plane, and initially when we are talking about the pure translatory motion, we have taken a block in which the, suppose this type of block is there. So when it is sliding down in this inclined plane, you will find that each and every particle of the block will travel the same distance in same time duration, and so that the velocity will be same. And when we are talking about the pure rotatory motion, in that time we have seen that the object will travel in, means each every point of the object will travel in a circular motion, and the angular velocity, angular displacement, and the angular acceleration will be same for each and every particle. But when we are talking about the rolling motion, so rolling motion, that means we have taken the same inclined plane, and this is a cylindrical body, and when it is moving, the cylindrical body is rolling down. So this time what you find here, you can see that this object will rotating along an axis which is passing through this middle of the cylinder, this cylindrical body. Okay, so you will find that this is rolling, and this is a combination of the translatory and the rotatory motion. So here you will find, in this case, all its particles are not moving with the same velocity at any instant, and the body therefore is not in a pure translational or the pure rotational motion. It is a combination of translational and rotational motion. We can conclude here in this way: whenever the object, means whenever we are taking any of the body and the motion of a rigid body which is not pivoted or fixed in some way, is either a pure translation or a combination of translation and rotation. But the motion of a rigid body which is pivoted or fixed in a same way uh, is rotation. That means suppose this is a body here, so if it is pivoted from the middle or somewhere, the means you can say the axis, rotational axis is fixed. In that situation you will find the pure rotational motion of this object. And when the body is, means the axis of rotation is not fixed at all, so in that case maybe it will be the translatory motion, or it will be the rotatory plus translatory motion, that means transrotational motion.